Yes, you read that correctly. We spent $8,000 to replace a rubber hose.
One look in your eyes and I find it. When you leave in my mind I rewind it. When you got it this good, you don't fight it.
Well, we are here in Hawk Channel, approaching Marathon, I guess it's Boot Key. And we left Key West, finally, after 11 days. We left a few hours ago. We got a little bit of rocky water here, maybe 2 footers on the nose, so it's not too bad. But we had a great time in Key West. But one thing that we're real happy about is the repair that we did on the exhaust is holding. In fact, it's not leaking at all, no drips, nothing. When we first set out, we had a couple of drips. I thought, okay, that's fine, but maybe the heat helped the glue, I don't know, stick, whatever, but we're not leaking anything. So we're real happy about that. Keep our fingers crossed. We still have another 100 miles to go, 130 miles to go after today. So it's going to hold up another couple of days. But anyway, we're looking forward to Marathon. We're getting a slip at Marathon Marina and RV park like we have a couple of times in the past, and we'll probably take the scooters out and go to a local restaurant as well. So we'll see you there. Well, we're here in Marathon City at Marathon Marina and RV Park, and we're about to go out and find a restaurant or two that we've not seen before. So we're going to do a little exploring, and we're taking the scooters out. And the last time I was here, I took the scooters out, and well, you saw that on a previous video, I think. But so this time, I'm not falling.
Neither am I. So we're at Marathon Marina. We're just here one night after felt like forever in Key West, and our bodies are kind of beat. So we are just going to relax tonight.
Well, it's been a long day today. We are in Hawk Channel on our way to Biscayne Bay. We left Marathon, about 7 hours ago, 8 hours ago. And it's a long cruise. We don't like to do these 10-hour runs. They're I don't know why, we're just sitting, but they're still tiresome for some reason. Thankfully, though, we have autopilot, which is why I can hang out back here and walk around and enjoy ourselves a little bit. But we plan to spend tonight at Biscayne Bay, and hopefully there'll be some fireworks over Miami. It's 4th of July today, and we're not going to be in town anywhere, but that's okay. Well, our plan is we're getting our boat hauled out on tomorrow. Well, actually the following morning, but we're taking it to the marina where it gets hauled out tomorrow. And that's why we're staying at Biscayne Bay, where we have a kind of time to get to the slip at the end of the day tomorrow, the haul-out slip that is, and then we're just going to pull the boat in there. We're going to leave it in the haul-out slip, and then they're going to pull us 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's the plan. So it's going to be a kind of a peaceful evening, a peaceful 4th of July for us tonight, and we're just going to anchor out. Yeah, we hope. So far, by the way, our patch job on the exhaust boot is still working fine. Almost no leak at all. I saw a few drops here and there, so it's really working out well. And so that's why we're getting hauled out. And we're going to do a couple other little things too. And I want to get a good look at the little bit of damage, little scraping on the side from the when we hit that island a couple of weeks ago. And maybe I can do a little bit of repair work if it's needed. But anyway, that's the plan. Lynn's making dinner tonight, so I guess we're eating at the Cafe Triton this evening. And I don't know, I can use a day or two off from bar hopping, because we've been doing that for a couple of weeks in a row now.
I think you have the Key West flu.
Yeah, I've not been feeling good for about the last 24 hours or so. And I don't know, I think maybe I hit my limit with 11 days of bar hopping there, and so I'm recuperating for a couple of days. But anyway, we can't complain about this trail. It's been like maybe 2 footers. They're on the nose. It's an easy way to cruise. We don't get as much speed when it's following, but at least we're not rolling all over the place. So anyway, I'll catch up with you later this evening once we're anchored.
Okay, Roger out.
Well, here we are in Key Biscayne, in the Bay of Biscayne, just before sunset, which you can't see because it would flare behind us if we turned the camera.
But I'll show you.
Yep, we're spending the night here. We got a great anchorage spot. There's actually more room here than I thought there would be this evening. There's about half a dozen boats anchored here, but I thought there would be a lot more.
They're all up that way.
Which is probably where the best view for any fireworks is going to be, but whatever, we don't care. I've seen fireworks before.
Yeah.
Just going to be a kind of an easy early evening for us. Going to eat in and anchor out and get up maybe early, do some boat chores, and then head on over to Fort Lauderdale.
Check our leak.
Check our leak, yeah. Well, so far so good. Hasn't really leaked at all. I'm going to say
Well, it was dripping this morning when I looked at it.
Yeah.
It really had me panicky.
maybe we lost a cup of water has come in since that. So we did a pretty good job of repairing it
So far.
So
We only have one more stop to go, and
Yep.
then
that's it.
then we get pulled and that gets fixed.
Yeah, we're curious to see how long it's going to take them to do it, because we're hoping they can get us out by the weekend.
Friday.
Today
drop us.
is Monday. They're pulling us Wednesday morning, and we're hoping they can have us out by Friday or maybe Saturday morning. So because we have plane tickets to leave Orlando on the 13th, and we have to get the boat down to Titusville and then get to Orlando.
Yeah.
So we'll see. If we don't make it, whatever, we lose the plane tickets, we do something else. Okay, well, everyone, enjoy the 4th of July. I know you're seeing this later in the year, but for us, it's 4th of July. And I hope everyone has a good one. And,
Or had a good one.
yep, cheers.
Cheers, guys. Roger out. This one. That one. And that one. Like, it's a whole bunch of them. It's incredible. Isn't that beautiful? Good morning, everyone. This is the day we go to where we're going to get the boat pulled, Boward's Boatyard, and get our exhaust leak fixed. And I'm really excited about that because it was really scaring me. It just really has a little drip now. Yesterday it was dripping a lot more, which had me super worried. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to have our trim tabs looked at. That's a story too. And of course the naiads are a story within themselves, which we're going to have to wait for. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good morning. Super excited about getting it fixed, hopefully. So far our patch is held up. Looks like we may make it there. Knock on wood. And here we go, guys. This is our anchorage. I know it hates panning, but I'm just going to pan real slow so you can see it. It's so pretty. It's one of my favorite. There's the still houses over there. And of course, there is Miami right there. And this is No Name Harbor in front of us. So beautiful.
are here at Broward Shipyard in Dania, Florida, right next to the airport. As you can see. We are here at Broward Boatyard in Dania Beach, Florida, which is just a little bit south of Fort Lauderdale, and we are here to get some work done on the boat. We're meeting with the guys from Father and Son Yacht Services who are going to take a look at that boot that we need replaced that Lynn and I rigged up back in Key West. That's the main project we need to get done. But we're also going to have them look at a few other things. We have those cotter pins that Gary put into our trim tabs. We're hoping they may be able to put the right pins in. And we also want to see if we can get them to look at our Naiad stabilizers. We still have that oil leak that we didn't get resolved when we were at Maryland. A couple of other little projects too, but it's really a matter of a time constraint. We need to fly back to the Philadelphia area for a wedding in, well, just over a week. And we're going to see how much work they can get done and how quickly they can get it done and have us still get our boat down to Titusville and hop on a plane back to Philly. We'll see how that goes.
Good though.
Oh my god, I love your bed. Oh, that's a nice bed.
Oh, that's such a
Wait, do that again. That's funny shit.
getting the work done.
That's funny.
Fans. Yeah, we're your biggest groupies and you're lucky.
It's cooling off though.
Oh, thank God. Oh,
All your makeup though went.
That's all right.
My fault. Dad told me not to. I'm like, no.
really? Really? You had to destroy the makeup.
I don't have that much makeup.
Wow, there's some spot already. Well, yeah, you put the heat out. That's the heat pump.
Yeah. You
Woohoo!
guys will be comfortable.
You guys are saviors.
So let me jump in for a second and explain to you why Lynn and I are depressed. We were pulled out on a Wednesday morning with expectations that we'd be back in the water at least by the end of Friday, giving them 3 days to work on the boat. We had plane tickets to leave the following week on a Tuesday to head back to Philly for a wedding, and we just found out that's just not going to happen. First off, the workers didn't show up till Thursday. 3 guys came out, they spent a couple hours, and then left. Now, we assumed they were going to get some parts, and we went about the rest of our day. However, they didn't come back. They came back Friday. This time with 4 people, and we thought, well, for sure, they're just going to square this away real fast and get us out of here. That didn't happen either. They spent a couple of hours and then left. We tried to find out why they were leaving, and none of them spoke any English at all. And my Spanish is terrible, so there was just no communication. I tracked down the contractor to find out what was going on, and he told me that they had found a leak in our turbo and they were taking it to go get it rebuilt. Now, I didn't authorize this, but I was aware that there was probably a tiny leak in the turbo because I saw some carbon buildup on the heat blanket. So although I wasn't thrilled about this, I was like, okay, at least I won't have to do it in the future. Taking a turbo off is a pain in the neck. If you've seen the video where I've done it before, you'll know what I'm talking about. However, this basically meant we're not getting on the water on Friday. In fact, now it's the weekend, and our boat and us are going to be stuck there over the weekend where the yard is closed and none of the workers are coming back. So now we're looking at maybe getting out of there Tuesday morning. Now, on Monday, 3 guys came out and started working on it and putting things back together. They didn't get it all done. Again, they left early. And Tuesday they came back and finally assembled everything. Well, when I took a look at it, I noticed it was the same turbo back on. Turns out they couldn't find the turbo, or they couldn't get the parts to rebuild it, and they just put my turbo back on and sealed it up better. So, in my opinion, there was a wasted 3 days trying to do something that they couldn't do anyway. And now it's Tuesday. We're going to be launched on Wednesday morning. And I talked to people at the yard, and they tell me that I've been on the schedule to be launched Wednesday morning for the past week. In other words, this was known by the yard that I was going to be there a week. This was not expressed to me at all by the contractor. In fact, had I known that, I would have found another yard. I could have done this work myself at a do-it-yourself yard in maybe 2 days. The only reason I chose to have it done professionally is I thought it'd be quicker, get us back on the road, and it'd give me a little opportunity to do some other work on the boat. Needless to say, we were not happy. We had to cancel our plane flights. We're late getting back to Philly, and we've been stuck here on the hard for a week, and we didn't want to do that. Okay, so what did all of this cost? Well, first of all, the yard was $3,500, and I don't blame the yard for any of this. For all I know, they have a minimum stay of a week. I don't know. We were there for 7 days. $3,500 is not really unreasonable for a yard in Fort Lauderdale for that. However, had I been there the 2 or 3 days that I was expecting, that bill would have been half. Now, the cost for labor, $3,500. Now, that's 35 hours at $100 each. So every time they came out with 3 or 4 guys, you know, they only spent 2 hours, and you know, so anyway, it all totaled up to about 35 hours, and that seemed probably right. I think I could have done the job myself in half the time, maybe 16 hours. And if they weren't wasting so much time doing things like pulling a turbo that didn't need to be pulled, and you know, were more efficient, you know, 2 guys could have come out and got this job done in a day. Anyway, I'm still rambling because I'm still not happy about this. Now, in fairness, I did have them do some other things while they were at the boat. The 2 main hoses coming from the seacock to the water pumps on the engines looked brittle to me. They seemed to be the only hoses left on the boat that weren't changed in the recent past. So I had them do that. Not that that took a long time. They're easy to get to. They're right there. And I did have them fix the oil leak that we had in the stabilizer. And that was also a very easy fix. They found it in about 30 seconds. It was just a leaking hydraulic hose. I didn't notice it. So anyway, in fairness, they did do a few other things. So maybe the 35 hours, maybe it would have been 30 hours. Still twice the time I think it should have taken to replace that hose. So on top of that, there was $1,000 in parts. And that's a little bit steep, but I did opt to get the silicone hoses. You know, I wanted everything to be the best that I could put on there. And they jack up prices. I know that. That's okay. So it's $1,000 for parts, $3,500 for the yard, $3,500 in labor, and we're $8,000 in. And all I really wanted to do was change a hose that I could have done myself. Hey, it is what it is. There's nothing I'm going to do about it. I pay the bill, get on my way, and you know, lesson learned. Be a little bit more careful when dealing with contractors and make sure I have things laid out in stone when we're getting in, when we're getting out, and get quotes ahead of time. So. Now, on the bright side, Lynn and I were able to get some things done on the boat that we could really only do on the hard. So we did take advantage of the fact that we were stuck there. I did the repair work on the damage that was caused by us hitting the island, and I actually did a quick paint job over it as well. Lynn did some bottom painting and some scraping. We replaced the zincs on our bow thrusters. So we did make good use of our time stuck on the hard. Well, that's all I have to say about that. Let me leave you with some video clips of Lynn and I enjoying ourselves in Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood, and meeting a bunch of people and just making the most of our time stuck in, well, a very nice place to be stuck if you're stuck on the hard.